What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Viz Mystic channel. When it comes to manifestation, it's really all about the process. But there are definitely things in that process that you can do to make things go a little bit faster, a little bit smoother. Just as there are things that you may do that may cause it to go slower, that may cause things to be harder than they really need to be. And so that's why in this video, I want to go over some of my manifestation mistakes. These are things that initially slowed down my progress. But as soon as I became aware of these things and I started to make changes, I saw immediate positive impacts. And a lot of these things are very, very easy to unknowingly, to accidentally slip into. It's all about having that awareness. And so my hope is, if this video has happened across your path, hopefully something in this video will spark your awareness and help make your path a little bit smoother, a little bit faster. So the first manifestation mistake that's very, very easy to make is putting whatever it is that you're trying to manifest on a pedestal. When you put it on a pedestal, you immediately create distance between you and whatever that thing is. Remember, manifestation is not necessarily about you getting this thing. It's about you becoming the version of yourself, shifting into that reality where you would already have it. The version of you that can easily attain it. The version of you that may have already moved on to something better. Remember, on a quantum level, all possibilities already exist. So if you can have the very idea of you having this thing, if that idea can come into your mind, that means on a quantum level, that possibility already exists. When you place it on a pedestal, you're only realizing the possibility of you continuing to want it. Now, this is definitely one of those mistakes that's very, very easy to accidentally slip into, especially if whatever it is you're trying to manifest, if it's a very big deal to you. The bigger the deal it is, the easier it is to accidentally put it on a pedestal without even realizing it. That's why, again, this stuff really comes down to maintaining that awareness. So as soon as you have the awareness that you've placed it on a pedestal, one thing that you can do is use the affirmation. Keep in mind, I am greater than any desire. When you use that affirmation and you have that core belief, you eliminate that pedestal. You realize that the space between you and whatever this thing is an illusion. There is no space. On a quantum level, you're already there. You just have to go through the process. Again, it's all about the process. Now, the second manifestation mistake is putting too much emphasis on having a positive mindset, keeping a positive attitude, and not nearly enough emphasis on actually going down and fixing your core beliefs. This is why in my last video, I talked about how shadow work is the missing key of manifestation for a lot of people. You can't trick your subconscious mind. It's going to do what it's been trained to do. On a conscious level, you may try to steer things into another direction, but on a subconscious level, the momentum is already too strong. You've got to change your core beliefs. Manifestation requires a balance between your frequency, your intention, and your expectations. All of those things are going to be heavily impacted by your core beliefs. If your core beliefs are not in line, your frequency will be lower than it needs to be. Your expectations will be tuned towards the negative. Your intention will be directionless. Your core beliefs have to be in place. Without your core beliefs in place, you're sending mixed signals. Manifestation is a love story. In every love story, at the beginning, there's got to be clear signals. If you're sending mixed signals, the relationship goes nowhere. So again, you have to work on your core beliefs. Only then will you get that balance between your frequency, your expectations, and your intention. And when you have that balance, then you can steer the direction of this momentum. And you can cause these things to come to you smoother and faster. The third manifestation mistake is being too specific. This is another very, very easy one to fall into. Sometimes you really think you know what you want. And sometimes the universe has something better planned for you. Sometimes your perspective is too narrow. You got to leave room for the universe to exceed your expectations. How your manifestation will come about and in what form it will come, that's none of your business. What goes on in the realm of the unmaterial, the unmanifested, the higher dimensions of reality that collapse to form the situations that bring your manifestation to life, those operations, those are none of your business. Your business is your intention. You got to focus your intention. But again, in what form it will come and how it will come, that's none of your business. If you are too specific, you run the risk of limiting what will come to you. If you are too specific, as I mentioned in the last video in connection with shadow work, perhaps your desires are built off of false desires. And if that thing was to come true, you wouldn't be very happy about it. The universe is aware of much wider possibilities. You got to leave room for the universe to exceed your expectations. Because sometimes your expectations may be based off of limitations. Now, the fourth manifestation mistake is a very, very important one. Missing action opportunities. This one is very, very easy to miss, especially for people that are first learning about manifestation. That's because when you're first learning about it, you sometimes get caught into these people who tell you that manifestation is just about focusing on what you want. And of course, that is not the whole truth at all. Manifestation requires intention. When you simply sit there and focus, all that does is create desire. Desire is static. Desire has no movement. Desire keeps you in a place of want. You got to have intention. Intention creates movement. That movement creates momentum. That momentum brings that manifestation closer. As you maintain your intention, the universe brings you opportunities to act. And when you take these actions at the divine time when they come to you, that's why you can't miss them, it creates a ripple in the reality space. And that ripple causes other things to come into place. See, when you're manifesting the right way, reality itself is practically reorganizing to bring this thing to you. And this is another thing that stems to those core beliefs. See, if your core beliefs are not in alignment, you're going to self-sabotage. These opportunities will come up and you won't believe in yourself enough to take them. These opportunities will come up, but your mindset is so low that you are blind to them. You won't even see them. So a lot of these things definitely go hand in hand. But when it comes to this one, it really can't be said enough. You got to have your eyes open. You got to maintain that awareness to see when these action opportunities come across. You got to maintain your awareness and be in the present moment enough to get these downloads, to get these ideas, these sparks of inspiration when you're supposed to get them. And then to, again, take that action. That way it doesn't just stay an idea, but it's something that you've done something with. That's, again, created those ripples. That causes other things to move, other things to get into place. And then the whole thing moves forward. The momentum speeds up. And before you know it, you're there. Now, the fifth manifestation mistake is being discouraged by setbacks. This is another one that's very easy to fall into. But if you let it happen, it's going to lower your frequency. When you get distracted by setbacks, it's very easy to inadvertently create more distance between you and what you're trying to manifest. So here's the thing with setbacks. And this is, again, where it's important to not be too specific, because sometimes something that can look like a setback is actually an opening for an opportunity. At the end of the day, you got to step into your power. If your intention is focused and you have that burning desire and you've made the choice, you've already claimed it. If you really made that choice, there's no such thing as a setback. It's an illusion. What are you worried about? It's all an illusion anyways. Some of the things that you perceive as a setback are opportunities to get even higher than you would have otherwise. It's a blessing in disguise. But you got to have the awareness enough and a wide enough perspective in order to see the opportunity for what it really is. You got to have the awareness enough that when a door closes and another window opens somewhere around here, that you can feel that breeze coming in. The most important thing is that you don't stop. When you stop, you lose momentum. You create that distance. As long as that intention stays in place, it stays fixed, you still made your choice. You haven't changed your mind, right? Therefore, that momentum can keep going. This perceived failure can be used as an opportunity. So those are some of my biggest manifestation mistakes. And I tell you, some of those things I still have to watch myself on. A lot of those things are very, very easy to accidentally, unconsciously slip into. But all of these things can have a very big impact on your ability to manifest easier and faster. So remember, do not put your manifestation on a pedestal. You are greater than any desire. Make sure that you work on your core beliefs that can have a very big impact on your ability to manifest. Make sure that you're ready to take action. When the time comes, you got to be ready. Remember to not be too specific. Leave room for the universe to surprise you. And of course, do not get discouraged by setbacks. Something that looks like a failure could be an opportunity to step even higher. So I really hope these things help you guys out. Thank you so much for your time. Get subscribed, stay tuned for the next video, and I will catch you then.